Our guest today, Queen Khamyra, a social media superstar, 1.5 million followers on IG, but that doesn't tell you the full story about who she is and what she's got going on. A Forbes 30 under 30 selection back in 2022, and she's our first ever guest on the Rundown with Reggie Chapman, and it starts right now. Yes, sir. Welcome on in, everybody, to the Rundown with Reggie Chapman. I am your host, Reggie Chapman, and this is a brand new show here on NBC's 11 Alive in Atlanta, and it's a show where I get the opportunity to sit down with some of the movers and the shakers that make the city of Atlanta so special and so unique. I am a sports guy here at 11 Alive, but this show is going to be anything but sports. We're going to be talking with the biggest names in social media, in fashion, in music, and, of course, in some sports as well. And I'm very excited to have our first guest on the show today, Queen Khamyra. Only 16 years old, an internet sensation with millions of followers, an artist, an entrepreneur, content creator, actress, model, streamer, host. I mean, she does everything. Works with all sorts of brands. I want to welcome her in as our first guest here on the show. Queen Khamyra, put a crown on it. I've been practicing that. How did I do?
You did amazing.
Okay, I'm very proud of that. As for people that don't know, that is what you do before every single of your videos. I'm curious as to where did that kind of come from, and why is that something that you do?
Well, as you can tell, my name is Queen Khamyra. So what did queens have? A crown. So in every video, I put a crown on it. It's basically just in the name, but it's so cute.
Okay, I understand. I do want to start with this. The biggest thing, of course, that I pitched at the beginning of the show is Forbes 30 under 30 list for social media. You've got so much that goes in and around you, but I want you to have the opportunity to explain who you are for people that don't know. Who is Queen Khamyra?
Well, I am a content creator, entrepreneur, executive producer. The list goes on, really. I can go on all day about it.
Well, it's curious because, like, what was it that got you into this space? Like, where does this kind of start, and how did you grow from what you were when you started some years ago on social media to where you got now, and you're doing not just social media, but everything?
Well, I started at like 11 or 12 years old. I started out modeling. I did fashion shows, like the runway, everything, New York Fashion Week. And then I started like posting on TikTok, getting more into like more social media other than just like posting pictures on Instagram of me and my outfits on the runway. And then I just posted this TikTok. It was like the Zoom challenge. And it just like blew up like overnight. Like I went to sleep and then I woke back up and it was like 200K. So it was just like crazy, like dang, like it was just a challenge. And then from there, it's really just been up. I started my YouTube career. Well, I quit modeling, but I started my YouTube career. I started multiple businesses. I have my own Facebook Watch show, period. Kind of like your show.
Well, I'm basically, I took your idea and just, we got different chairs. It's not purple like the couch you use in your show, but I mean, this is okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like you.
I mean, the chair is comfortable though.
That's what I said, right? All right. Okay, but so I'm curious with the first TikTok. What was the feeling like when you caught your first viral moment, and what was it that I guess kept you coming back to be able to kind of keep doing that?
Well, I would definitely say it would be the comments. Just like everybody, like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Like, oh my God, like, dang, like you really started out modeling and look at you, you're doing TikTok and you're blowing up. Like, oh my God, you're inspiring me. Like, you're really like chasing your dreams. Cause I've always wanted to do social media. Like every kid, like always wanted to be on social media, but like my mom, she wouldn't let me. Like she controlled my page for like the longest. Cause like, you know, there's like weird people out there and it's just like a child shouldn't be on social media at like a very young age cause it exposes them to like different things. So she mainly like monitored my page and everything, but just like when she showed me the comments, like, come on, like if this is what you want to do, like keep going, like follow your dreams, do whatever you want to do. So that's what I did, and here we are. I
think it's really interesting because I'm 10 years older than you, so I've came up in the digital age, but it's very different for you where this is all you've known, right? Yes. When I was younger, social media was kind of starting to go and people didn't know that it was a real career. For you, it's always been something, at least maybe for you, where you've been watching, that people could do as a job, right? Yes. For you, who are some of the people that maybe inspired you and made you think that this is something that you can do?
Well, I would definitely say it would be like my mom. She definitely like inspired me because like she's always been just like a go-getter. Like all of her dreams, she's mainly like completed them, chased her dreams, and she still has more dreams. But I would say like definitely my mom, I would say like YouTubers, maybe like even like CJ So Cool or something like that. I would definitely see him like kind of not like a role model, but just like somebody who inspired me to continue going on YouTube. That was like definitely like my generation.
I think everybody gets different inspirations from different areas, right?
Yes.
I'm a sports reporter, and for me, I grew up watching a man named Stuart Scott on ESPN, and I remember thinking, watching him, that he was the first African-American man that I'd ever seen on a stage like that, doing sports centers, and it wasn't just regular. He was very much him. He was very much his personality. He was doing catchphrases, and he was the first person I ever saw that not only sounded like me, but looked like me on a stage like that, and I give him full credit for giving me the inspiration to get to where I am today. For you, was there somebody that maybe that you saw doing this that you've kind of pulled from in your personality that's, I guess, maybe been the blueprint for the direction that you decided to go?
I wouldn't say it's really been like somebody other than like just a few role models. But other than that, I really just like my personality that you see online is really just me. Like that's just me. Like how you see me on Instagram, that's how I like. I act crazy on Instagram. I act crazy at home. Like my energy is just like top tier when I'm filming a video. So it's just me really.
Obviously, there's been the journey to get to where you are right now. 1.5 million on IG is, I mean, it's nothing to laugh at. That is incredible, right?
Yes.
What was it that maybe got you to that point? Maybe some of the strategies that you maybe used that you saw were working that allowed it to grow like it did?
Well, I would say it would most definitely be just like being consistent, posting at least like 3 times a week, videos, just posting what your followers or just what people will want to see. Like I'm very like an entertaining person. Like I'm an entertainer. At the end of the day, like I do comedy on there, relatable skits, basically everything on there, cute pictures, whatever. And I would definitely say what really like helped me grow was probably like the YouTube video of like my dad. It was like me calling my dad for like the first time in like 9 years. It was like I got a lot of support on YouTube, but then people went over to like my Instagram and was DMing me like, okay, you're not alone in this. Like, okay, I support you, girl. Like I went through the same thing. So I was like, that was like one of the most things that like got me to where I am now, like the following wise.
I'm curious, what are some of the struggles that come with being a Black creator, especially in the TikTok space where it seems like oftentimes other people maybe get the credit for the stuff that Black creators are doing?
Well, I would say it's very like hard being a Black creator. You have to work like 10 times harder, maybe even like 20 times harder than like a white creator or a different race, just because like the algorithm doesn't really like want to push your video, or it's maybe how the company set up the algorithm. Just like your video doesn't get pushed as much as a Charlie D'Amelio or as another creator of a different race. So I feel like you just have to work harder and you have to be more consistent than another creator.
I'm curious, what keeps you from quitting? Obviously, there's lots of frustration that comes with that.
Yes.
What was it that has kept you kind of going? And when I'm sure there's been times that you put out some content, you thought, this is fantastic, and it maybe didn't hit the way that you wanted it to.
Well, I would say what kept me going was really just like my supporters. Because like, that's the only reason why I have followers is my supporters. I wouldn't be Queen Khamyra. I'd just be regular old Khamyra without my supporters. So I was like, they definitely like really just like kept me going. They kept me motivated. Like people would reach out to me for advice, support, like they're going through something at home. They'll like tell me like, oh, your video really helped me. Like I can really relate to you. So I was like, that really like just helped me going like, dang, I really cannot quit. Like these people, like they look up to me. Like that's my Queen squad. Like that's like my family. Like, you know how you got your mom. Mm-hmm. They're like your cousins, but not blood cousins.
Right. Like you play cousins.
Play cousins, yeah.
Exactly. I think it's interesting to me too, because at 16 years old, I mean, to be inspiring people that have, and you've been doing it for a long time, the social media game. And so I'm curious, what was it like, I guess, growing up in this space? And you know, there's obviously a lot that comes with doing social media. There's the positives, and then there's also kind of the negatives and the hate. How do you kind of balance the feeling of trying to learn from what's kind of going on, not letting the hate in the comments get you down, but also continue to push, knowing that you're inspiring people even though you're young yourself?
Well, I would say like just being on social media just like made me mature in like different ways. Just because like I had to like understand like certain situations and like okay, like I gotta go collide with, okay, this 19-year-old, and I'm over here, I'm 15. So it's like, okay, I have to act more mature. I can't act like a little kid. You know, it's business at the end of the day. It's not like, yeah, you have fun with it, but at the same time, it's a business. And I would say like what like kept me from seeing like the negative was just really my mom. Like she protected me like so much on the internet just because like I said earlier, it's like a lot of weird people and it's like comments that can get you down. It can make your self-esteem go down. It can just cause like a lot of mental health problems. So I was like definitely her like just not letting me see my phone, like not letting me have the login to it, just not letting me go through comments or DMs or nothing like that. So I give all my credit really to her.
Obviously, you're smiling about it now. Was that frustrating for you coming up?
Yes, I'm like, Mom, like this is my phone, like this is my Instagram. Like, can I just get on it, please? She's like, no, Khamyra, I'm trying to protect you. Later on, you will understand what I was doing. And now, like, I understand. Now, like, I have control over my page a little bit. She still monitors it, but like now, like I see the comments, I'm like, okay, I see why you protecting me now. I get it now.
Obviously, it helps when you start seeing the accolades and some of your work being seen on bigger stages. Forbes 30 under 30 at age 15. You're 16 now, but I mean, tell me a little bit about that. How in the world did that kind of come together and the feeling of knowing that you're on this illustrious list that people work their entire lives to get on and you're just 15 years old?
Well, to be honest, like, I'm still in shock myself. Like, when the plaque came in the mail, I'm like, wait, okay, like this is real. Like at first I just seen it on my phone and like I seen the pictures and I'm like, okay, like, oh my God, did I actually did this? Like what? And then the plaque came, like, okay, yeah, this is going up in the wall. This, Mama, we made it. Like this is like so amazing.
I mean, it's incredible to see it because, like you said, it's everybody works to get something like that, especially in the social media category
Yes.
where it's everybody can do social media now, right? What do you think that it was that maybe separated you and your team that made you guys be able to get that kind of selection?
I would say definitely just like being myself, like not trying to be like anybody else, just being genuine, being authentic, just being Khamyra. I would definitely say that.
I think in my field, one of the lessons I learned is that it takes a long time to find your voice and how you want to try and express yourself on TV.
Yes.
It takes a lot of work, but you're obviously much younger and you've managed to find your direction in the person who you are. When you're off camera, like you said, you're the same person, but who is just Khamyra? I mean, why and how do you pull from that to be able to put that on air and maybe allow it to translate really, really well?
Well, I would definitely say like Khamyra just by herself is really just like on the game all day. Like that's why like I started my Twitch and Kick. That's why I started streaming is because like that's just who I am. Like even before the career, I always play games with my brother. GTA, Call of Duty, like Fortnite. Like I've always just played those games. So it was like, okay, it makes sense to like do a career out of gaming because it's something like that I'm really passionate about. Something that I do. This is something that Khamyra does, like when she's off camera, all the like late at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, when my mom's telling me to go to sleep. So I would say that's who Khamyra is, and that's why I started my Twitching.
I know you started it after because like you said, this is something that you just enjoy doing, playing video games, right?
Yes.
But you decided to make that part of your overall career, Queen Stream. I mean, what are some of the lessons you've learned from just being able to do this over this amount of time, and have you seen that at any point it's become more of work than just fun, or are you still finding a good balance of trying to do it and still have a good time?
I would say I definitely found a good balance just because like, okay, like I gotta go to stream, I gotta sit in the chair for like 5 hours, 3 hours. It's definitely like hard just committing yourself to something that like you haven't done. Like, yeah, I played the game for about like an hour or two, but I've never really like streamed before until like a couple months ago. So it was very hard, but I would say like, it just really just came natural because my supporters, like, they really just supported me through the whole thing. And, like, I was like, okay, y'all, like, I might not be able to stream tomorrow. Like, I'm a little tired. I've been on here for about, like, 3 hours now. Like, I'm going to stream the day after tomorrow. And they'll be very understanding. So I was like, it's definitely just a good balance between.
In the streaming space, there's not a lot of, especially Black women creators that are in that space as well. And just from that face, I know that it's something that is very important for you to be able to represent and, I guess, pave the way for people behind you. And, why is it so important for these things for you to be able to do, to represent Black women on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, and just also in the streaming space where there's not a lot of people that look like you doing it?
Well, I would say basically it's not a lot of people. And that's like why I do it, because it's like, okay, when I play the game, I'm like playing the game with guys. 30-year-old men be on the game and they be like, oh, why are you on the game? Go make me a sandwich. Go in the kitchen. It's very like kind of negative on the game, but then you have to deal with stuff being black on the game as well, like no matter your gender or whatever. So I would say it's like that just definitely like pushed me like, oh, you think like I can just only make a sandwich, I can only just be in the kitchen. Like that's like what I guess men think of women, I guess I would say. So like that definitely like just pushed me like, oh, I'm gonna show you like, oh yeah, I could be a streamer, like, oh yeah, I can be good at the game, like, oh, I can get more kills than you in the game, like I'm better than you at the game.
What are some of the games that you play?
GTA, Call of Duty, Fortnite. I'm getting into GTA RP as well. I haven't played Minecraft yet. I would say that's pretty much it right about now.
What is it? Is all those games are games that you have to be able to, pretty locked in to be able to kind of to do? I mean, what is it about those games that kind of, I guess, puts you in that direction?
I grew up playing those games. Like I first started out like what 2K14, 2K16, something like that. Just it was my brother's game, and then like when he would leave home, I would sneak in his room and play the game because he would never let me play. He was like, "You're too young to play. Why are you playing my game? Girls shouldn't be on the game. Like this is a guy's game." So I would say like that game really just like got me into like the games that I'm into now.
How did none of that discourage you from doing it? I mean, that's your brother. He's telling you this is not for you. I mean, of course, you take it to the grain of salt because it's your brother. But I mean, you go on there and you're live streaming and you've got people talking to you crazy in your ear. What keeps you from quitting?
Well, I would say it's kind of just like the way who I am. It's like the way that I am. It's like when my mom tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. So it's like, okay, my mom tell me like, oh, okay, don't look behind me. It's a car behind me. I turn around and look. So that's just like who I am. If you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. So if you tell me that I don't belong in the game, I'm going to show you that I belong in the game. That's just like me.
Where does that, is there a point where that kind of became part of your personality? Have you always kind of had that rebellious side to you?
I would say yes. That's just like me being the only girl. Just like, because I have 2 older brothers. And it's just like when they tell me not to do something, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go do that. You want to tell me not to do it. Why should I listen to you? I'm going to go do it.
All right, so we've talked about Instagram. We've talked about streaming. Look at your fit. You put the fashion on. I mean, where does that kind of come from too? Because like you said, it's you started out in modeling and in that space, which is very different from the space that you're currently in right now, but they're all kind of connected at this point. Where's your inspirations for fashion come from, and why is it something that you enjoy so much?
Well, I would say it's definitely just like being around like older people who like put on the fit, like put on the drip. Like just me started out in modeling, like that really like put me on to like fashion. Because like other than taking pictures on Instagram, when you go to like the New York Fashion Week and you see different like clothes walking, like dang, like I could have put that fit on better. Like if I would have just like changed the pants just a little bit, like just like maybe like did the hair different, the fit would have been 100% better. So I was like definitely just like criticizing other people's outfit. Just like you really did not eat that up, but I could eat that up. I could eat up the whole USA in that outfit if I would have just changed like the shoes or maybe like the sunglasses. So I would say just like watching other people's outfits.
Is that something that you're constantly monitoring? Like, is it just when you're watching, like, is it subconscious at this point where you're thinking, I could have done that better?
I don't know, but it's just like, it's all in my brain. It's like my brain just tells me like, yeah, I don't like that outfit. You eat that outfit up. But I might not say it, but like if you watch my stream, you would see me like just reacting to like videos.
Do you get mean, or is it just you're just honest? Where do you find the balance in that too? Because you could get disrespectful. I mean, who's gonna stop you?
I mean, I don't say I get disrespectful. You know, we try to keep it very respectful, just because like they're my supporters, or like it could be their family member or their friends. So we keep it respectful, but at the same time, I'm gonna give my opinion. Like oh yeah, you eat that up, but you look nice though. So it's like, it's a balance, really. You just got to keep it respectful because it could be like somebody, mom or like your cousin or something. So
You're obviously on my show right now, but you have your own show as well on Facebook Watch, Tea with the Queen.
yes.
I'm curious, where did that show kind of come from, the inspiration behind that, and why was it something that you felt like you wanted to get involved with?
Well, I actually did a show with the Collab Crib. It was a group filming art. It was a reality TV show about the house and everything. And then they was like, "Oh yeah, let's do a show." And I was like, "Yes, finally!" Like, oh my god, tea with the queen. Like, it makes so much sense because it's like, okay, the queen sipping her tea. You feel me? So it just really made sense. And then I was the executive producer of that show. Had my own creative control, everything. Get to bring on guests, everything. Kind of basically what you're doing, but just like a little bit better than what you're doing.
Yeah,
but
way
not
better.
Really though.
Way better. Your show's really good. And I'm curious, you mentioned the executive producing part. What are some aspects of the show that you wanted to make sure that were a part of it? And maybe, was it hard to get all of those things involved?
Well, I would say it definitely wasn't hard just because, like, the producers, they listened to me. The showrunner, she was amazing. She listened to me. I was like, okay, like who wrote this? Like, I understand, like, y'all be having, like, top tier people write this, but it's like, come on now. Like, this sound like somebody wrote this and they 50 years old. Like, can we add, like, some teenage slang into it? Let's change the words up. Let's change the script. Let's get young people on here. Like, let's see, like, what's really going on in the world. Let's talk about serious topics. Let's have fun. Let's play games in it and not just be like, so like, oh yeah, so today we're here with, like, let's just have fun with it. Kind of like what you're doing. Like, it's very, like, comfortable. Like, it's a very fun interview.
The whole goal is just to be very comfortable, right? Is that
Yes.
kind of the space that you try to put people in? Is that show maybe one of the things you're most proud of in your career?
I would say yes, because that was like the first thing that I produced other than my YouTube channel. That was like really like the major thing. And to have like a show on Facebook Watch, like, that's like very big, especially for somebody my age. Like, I was 15, like I had just turned 15 and I bought a car that same year.
It's incredible. Incredible. Where does the inspiration for a show like that come from for you? And you mentioned how many different aspects of it. It's not just a one singular show. It's a conversation that you're going to be hitting on different topics. And as that show grew and changed, how did you see yourself kind of growing and changing throughout the process?
Each guest I had on the show, they would teach me something new and it would help me grow. And it was like, oh, well, like, you know, this is cool, but like, you could have did this just a little bit better. And then, like, I even had the lady who owned Boss Up on there. And it was kind of like, we do the same, like, job, kind of like, I investigate all the tea. Like, I get all the tea from you. Like, I ask questions that people are never going to ask you. Like, you don't want nobody to ask this question, but nobody's going to tell me that I can't ask this question. So I would ask the question. And it got, like, very, like, the tea was very much giving on that show. I was spilling the tea.
When you think back on that time during the first season, is there a story outside of the camera that you think of first about, you know, what it was like doing it all?
During the show, like, it was filmed, like, my birthday. Like, I celebrated my birthday on the show. So, like, after we finished, it was, like, they threw a surprise party. Like, the Collab Crib, they came and everything. Like, I was surprised. And I really, like, had this thought. Like, I'm an overthinker. I really had this thought, like, somebody was going to smash this cake in my face. Because, you know, people do that at birthday parties. So I really had the thought. So, like, I was backing away from them because it's like, I want to protect my face because, like, I got to film tomorrow. Like,
right.
I can't be having cake in my hair and stuff like that. So, but nobody did it. They knew better than to do that to me.
Is it just a respect thing that they have for you? You was like, I will fight you guys.
I would say it was most definitely like a respect thing. You know, everybody when they meet me, they have like the utmost respect for me. Just like for everything I've done and how young I am and everything I'm doing. And just because, like, I give you respect and it's just like I would expect respect back. You feel me?
As somebody that works in TV, I have part of my job is to do social media. I'm not nearly as good at it as you are, but I know it's a lot of work just from what I've had to be able to do. And I know for you, if you're constantly putting out content and coming up with ideas, I do want to start with the idea thing. Where do some of your ideas come from with these skits and these videos and your YouTube videos? And where does maybe some of that inspiration come from?
I would say it's mainly just like my brain is very crazy. It's really just mainly like up here, just it gives me crazy ideas. And it's probably just like things like stories my mom have told me Or it's like if I'm doing like a POV, like a relationship video or something like that, it'll probably be something like my mom went through like during her lifetime. Or it's like, okay, if I'm doing like a POV about like my mom and my dad, then it's like, okay, she done told me this story. My dad might have told me this story. So we finna go ahead and put this into a video and make it go viral. And so it's really just based off like my personal life. And just like the YouTube videos, it's just like me, the pranks I do on my mom. Like I did a pregnancy test on my mom.
I was going to ask you about that. Why in the world would you do that to your mom?
I mean, it's like, come on now. She don't like being on camera like that. And she was like, okay, I agree to do like one video with you. So I waited about like 3 days till she forgot about the YouTube video that she gonna do with me or whatever. So I was like, okay, you know, my brother, he's getting to the age where he want to have kids. She was just talking about wanting a grandkid. So I was like, it's the perfect time to do a video. Like, okay, buy some Pampers, you know, buy a baby bottle, get a fake pregnancy test off Amazon, then get a real test. But oh yeah, I'll take a pregnancy test right now.
Man, why? Why though? Like, because what was your mom's reaction? We can obviously people can watch the video, but for people, was she mad? Like, I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah.
I'm 16. any mom would be mad. Like, she went off on me. Even when the video stopped, she was mad. She was like, why would you record me? Why would you do this? Like, this is the video you want to do? Like, you always record me of me looking bad, like of me, like she was cursing in the video. I had to bleep it out. Like she was getting very upset. I'm like, it's just a prank. Like she was upset for about 2 days after that.
It's interesting too because you oftentimes see people do these prank videos and people be mad, like at the prank videos, and you be like, oh, it's a prank. Where do you kind of, is there a line that you won't cross where it's like, look, like you could say it's a prank all you want, but people be getting upset about stuff.
I mean, I would definitely say like I wouldn't do nothing like too extreme. Like I've seen people like do pranks where they harm somebody or like fake harm somebody. I wouldn't go like that far. But like with my mom, like doing pranks with her, like I wouldn't like I'll like slide a little bit of disrespect in there, but I know like her limit. Like I know her limit. Like okay, if I say this, yeah, it's no coming back from this. Like oh yeah, she deleted my YouTube. Like she going full blown like shut me down punishment.
That's a hilarious way to think about it. And it's funny too because you're obviously in this space and she's encouraged you to be in this space. So is it? Yeah. Do you sometimes have to remind her, look, mom, this is what you let me sign up for?
I tell her every day. She's like, Khamyra, why would you post a picture like that? Like, look at how you look. You ain't got no makeup. Like, I'm like, Mom, I'm just being myself. Like, you told me to follow my dreams, and when I follow my dreams, it's a problem. Like, come on now.
I want to ask about your relationship with your mom. Obviously, somebody that's very, very important to you, raised you, a single mother, and I think. You mentioned one of the people that really inspired you. The first person you listed was your mom. And I think it's interesting too. I know that your name, everybody's name in your family, the women, has Myra in it.
Oh, bro, how much research did you do?
Hey. I want to know about your mom. Tell me about your mom. Why is she so special to you?
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. Oh my God. I would definitely say like she's just like, oh my God, I'm crying. Oh my God. Anyways, moving on, like, she's, like, very, like, so special to me. Like, she's my best friend. Like, I don't have sisters. Like, all I have is 2 brothers. So it's just me, my mom, and my brothers in the house. So it's just like, okay, my brothers, they do their own thing. They be with girls, all that. And I don't have nobody but my mom. Like, and she was a single mother. She raised me. She did everything that she could for her kids. She made sure, like, every day we had clothes, everything. She did way more like than she had to do as a mother. And I'll say like she's more than my best friend. Like she's like the only person in the world like could never get mad at me. Like you know how like girls like they share secrets and somebody they'll go talk to your boyfriend. Like I know it like my mom would never go talk to my boyfriend. Like first of all that's the case. But anyways, it's just like come on now. Like I know she would never like do me wrong. She would never like talk bad about me. So I was like that's like she's like the second person on my top 3 list besides God.
That is so cool to hear. I mean, it's because I have a similar relationship with my mom. I absolutely love my mom. My mom is my biggest inspiration. Mom is my best friend as well. And I think, is there something that your mom has told you that, was there maybe a story that, or a moment where she told you something that maybe, I guess, changed the path for your direction in life, or something that really, I guess, really hit you that you have kind of held to yourself over these years?
I would say mainly just like every story. Really, like every story she ever told me, like I've always like take some stories. It's like I don't want to hear that. Like that go out one ear and it can go out the other one. But it's like more important stories when it's like especially like serious stories. Like I like try to take something from the story with me. Like okay, yeah, like I'll never do this, or like okay, yeah, I can grow from this or whatever. So I was like definitely like every story you take something with you from your mom.
She's obviously a strong Black woman.
Yes.
Is that where a lot of that comes from you as well?
Yes, she was actually a part of the NAACP. That's how I got a part of actually being the youngest president of the NAACP in Clayton County, where we're from. Just like being an activist, really just like speaking and being a voice for Black people. That's like kind of like where I got like onto Twitch and being like an advocate for Black girls on Twitch and just like on any social media platform, just like trying to show like Black girls like, oh yeah, you could do this. Like you have a voice. Like don't let nobody silence you.
And it's funny too because I've seen things of you talking about the fact that you are a shy person. You mentioned it a little bit, but it's hard for me to believe watching your stuff that you're a shy person. But where do you kind of draw, I guess, some of that strength from to be able to kind of get yourself outside of that box and really use your voice in moments like that?
I would say it's just like something. If it's something that I'm passionate about, like I'm passionate about gaming, so of course I'm going to be an advocate for gaming. But it's like, I am a very shy person. Like, when I first came in, I was like, oh my God, it's a lot of people I don't know in here. Like, I don't know their vibe yet. Like, let's see how this goes. But then, like, after I warmed up to everybody, like, everybody's really cool. Like, you're a very cool person. Like, at first I thought it was going to be, like, kind of like a very serious interview. Like, oh my God.
None of that.
But it was very fun. You made me very comfortable just sitting here, even though it don't feel like an interview at all. It just feel like, two people just talking about things.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just a couple of friends. How do you find the balance with school? You're obviously young, 16 years old. I know you're homeschooled. Does that help? Like, what went into that decision to maybe go that direction? And do you feel there's moments where you're talking about prom, right, where you maybe feel like you're missing out on meeting and hanging out with the other people that are your age?
I would definitely say like kind of how I got into homeschool was just like my career. Like my career started 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and I'm like finna graduate next year. So it's like, it was definitely hard, like just being around like my supporters. It was very kind of distracting, like to do my work in school. Like I went to like this, it's like a charter school for like 2 weeks, hallways crowded. It was a small setting, so I thought it was gonna be cool. Like, a few people here and there do TikToks, take pictures, cool, or whatever. Hallways full for 2 weeks straight. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I can't even get to class on time. Like, teachers are like calling me a distraction. But it's like, I'm just in here trying to do my work. Like, I'm over here trying to do math, and I got somebody at the door trying to ask me for a picture. And it's like, I don't want to say no to a picture because then they're going to be like, she mean, she stuck up. When that's really not me. Like, anybody who wants to take a picture of me, I love to take a picture. We do TikTok, anything you want. But it's like at the same time, I got to focus on my schoolwork. But I do miss out, like, on things like that, like going to high school games or, like, prom. But I'm also thinking about, like, for my last year, maybe, like, going, like, just so I could walk across, like, a school stage. Like, that's really important to me. So.
Have you built friendships outside of, I guess, a lot of your friendships got to come through the social media space now at this point, right? Yes. Is that where a lot of your friendships have kind of come from? And, I mean, people that you can hang out with outside of your mom, of course?
Well, outside of my mom, I would definitely say, like, even, like, friends who I went to school with, like, some of them are cool, but then, like, they also, like, turn into, like, slick haters. Like, they just, like, oh, you think you all that. When it's, like, that's just not me. Like, I'm very, like, humble. Like, you could never, like, catch me being stuck up or just acting in a certain type of way because that's just not me. I'm a humble person. Like, at the end of the day, when I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm not Queen Khamyra. Like, I barely post on social media when it's, like, not business related like that. But it's like, when I'm hanging out with my friends, it's just Khamyra. Like, we cool. We go to party. We can go do this. We go do that. Like, we can sneak out the house. Well, no, we ain't gonna do that.
No, never that.
We not gonna sneak out the house.
No, we stay at the house and
with our mom. Yeah,
right, yeah.
We
I'm
sneak
with
out
you
the
on
house
that.
with our mom and not let our brothers know. That's
exactly.
What I meant.
Yeah. No, we're on the same. Me and you, we're on the same wavelength right now. We're kind of locked in right here.
Yeah, but it's like most of my friends, like, it's hard to make friends, especially like in the industry, just because like people just feel some type of way that you're like, I wouldn't call it doing better than, but just like having a career, and then it's like having like a friend who doesn't have a career. They can't really like, we can't talk about the same things really. Like I can't be like, oh damn, I posted this video, it's not doing well. They can't really relate to that. So I would say it's definitely like hard to find people that's like you can relate to or like connect with, other than like business people.
We mentioned all the different stuff you have. I've seen the video of you explaining that your setup at your house. I know you got your calendar and you try to keep yourself organized. How do you keep yourself organized with so much going on? Because like I know that I get overwhelmed sometimes with the amount of things you're going on, and you're doing social media and executive producing and doing shows and streaming and social. Like it's a lot. How do you keep yourself balanced? Who are some of the people that have helped you with keeping yourself organized to make sure that you're getting everything done instead of just onesie twosie things just okay?
Well, I would say it's definitely just having like a calendar on your phone, so that way you can get reminders like, okay, I gotta post this video in an hour. Like, oh, I got a meeting in an hour. Calendar in the house. I have 2 calendars. One for just my stream, and then one like my mom has all the days and stuff like that. And I'll say also like my mom, she keeps me organized. And also the best publicist in the world, B-Star PR. You know, Brandy, she's the best. She always be on me like, okay, Khamyra, like, okay, this video was due like 3 months ago. Like, come on, Khamyra, like, we'll take it someone. I'm like, dang, Brandy, I was on stream. Like, relax, like, chill. So she really like keeps me up there. And she like, well, Khamyra, like, did you forget you got an interview tomorrow? I'm like, huh? who said I got an interview tomorrow? And I was like, oh yeah, I do got an interview. You right, Brandy. Right.
Lock in. That's good. How important is a team like that? Especially like, I mean, it takes some of the stuff off your plate at your age, right?
It's very important to have a team, especially like one that supports you. Like Brandy, like before this interview, she was doing my makeup. Like I don't know no PR that do makeup. Like some PR artists be like, oh, I'm just here for business. I ain't a makeup artist. Like go get somebody else.
I want to ask about the city of Atlanta. You're from here.
Yes.
What is it that, we'll start pretty generic first. What is it about makes this area so, I guess, unique? Because you mentioned how many creators that are coming through this area, a lot of black creators, but just some creators in general. Sports, music, fashion. Although this is not LA or somewhere like that, what has kept you staying here to build your career versus like what a lot of other creators do, going out west and trying to figure it out from there? Why is this city so special?
I grew up here. Like this is where I'm from. This is like where my mom's from, my grandma's from, my great grandma is from. So it's just like, it's really just been like, it made me into who I am. Like Atlanta, like I'm from the outskirts, like Clayco, Clayton County.
It counts. We're counting it.
We're counting. It's part of Atlanta. To me, like, okay, yeah, I'm still repping Atlanta, even though I'm from like the South Side. But it's just like, it just made me who I am. Just like, especially like the food has really kept me here. Like I go to LA, like, yeah, the food cool and everything, but it's just like everybody out there, they on a diet. Like Atlanta people, we like to eat. Like we like chicken wings. When we go to Atlanta United games, chicken wings. Like we that's just what we do. Like we like hot dogs. Like we can go to the Braves game. It's just like so much here. And then it's like LA is cool, but it's like everybody's moving out here. It's more opportunities, and plus people in Atlanta, they're more genuine. Like LA is like a lot of like weird, fake type of energy. I know you're from LA.
Well, no, don't get it confused. I'm not from LA because I'm from Northern California. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and like it's funny because you talk about like the personalities of people that are in LA versus the Bay Area. I always tell people it's a totally different scene because it feels like people, like you say, are more focused on themselves. I hope the people from LA don't kill me for this, but it feels like they're more focused on themselves. Do you feel like that's kind of the case?
Yeah, everybody in LA, they're more for themselves. Like, oh, like, I met this person in LA, right? And it was like, oh, my name is blah, blah, blah. How many followers do you have? Like, Jesus Christ, you didn't even ask where I'm from. Like,
that's crazy.
How old I am? Like, oh, what you doing here? Like, oh, like, you're not going to ask me nothing. The first thing come out your mouth other than your name is how many followers you got. It's just so much weird and fake energy. Everybody's just like, want to benefit themselves. Like they don't want to like help other person grow. Like me, I have worked with somebody who has less followers than me just because like they're a cool, genuine person. And that's like the Atlanta vibe. Like everybody here is kind of like a mini celebrity. Like Atlanta is so small, like everybody know everybody. Like, oh, I don't know you, but you friends with my cousin though. Oh yeah, you cool. Like you could slide through the barbecue. Like that's just how Atlanta is. It give that home feeling, even though like some people like the out of towners and stuff like that.
Obviously, a lot of people are kind of moving into the city more and more now. Have you kind of seen a difference in what the creator space looks like for you as more and more people come into town and recognize that this is a city that you can really knock out some stuff that you can't do anywhere else?
I would say the out of towners really just changed. It's changing the culture for the better, but then at the same time, y'all just making traffic worse. Be honest. Like traffic, yeah, we have traffic, but Atlanta people, we know how to slide in and out of traffic. We know how to maneuver and stuff like that. Out of towners, they stop mid highway. Like, come on. Like, and they be stopping like, okay, well, I understand you want to get your TikTok in, you showing Atlanta traffic and everything, but the traffic moving now. Let's speed it up. Like, let's come on.
I'm a sports guy. You mentioned Atlanta United. You mentioned the Braves. The Hawks are obviously in town. The Atlanta Dream. I mean, you've got all sorts of sports. How important do you think? Are you a sports person?
I mean, something like that. Like I work with the Hawks in Atlanta United. I even work with their G League team and everything. The Falcons too. I mean, like I'm a real Hawks fan. Like Trae Young, he's a GOAT.
Okay.
But I also, support like LA, like the Lakers, stuff like.
I'm a Warriors fan, so that's why.
Warriors?
Oh yeah, Golden State Warriors.
Nobody's good on that team but Curry. But anyway,
I mean, we're not gonna get into that debate right now. A lot of star power on that roster.
No, they only got Curry. But
all right, we're just gonna move on.
Let's
just move on. But yeah, so Trae Young here in the city, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how important do you think sports is to the community of the city, and why do you feel like you've connected with some of the teams out here?
I would say it's a part of the culture. Like Atlanta, for hot wings, and then it's like, for the sports. We got the Hawks, we got the Falcons, we got a soccer team. Like, come on, like what's better? Like, name me a better team other than the Hawks, other than the Lakers. We're not going to include Warriors in there. Warriors aren't.
Yeah, four rings in the last 8-9 years, but hey, we're not going to talk about that. Are you a LeBron person, or are you more LeBron, Kobe? Like, where's the divide here?
I say Kobe. Personally, I think Kobe was better.
Okay.
Personal opinion. Don't get mad. But LeBron is cool. He's a cool dude. Like he can shoot threes. He alright. Kobe better though.
Right. Okay. I don't know if okay. I'm gonna just leave that. I'm gonna leave that one. Leave that one as well. So does that mean Kobe's the greatest basketball player of all time? Where do you kind of rank him then? Is he above LeBron in this list of all-time talents? Or?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Like it's a competition between Kobe and MJ.
Okay.
That's like top two. Like it's very hard. It's like you can't choose between Kobe and Jordan. Like how can you choose between which one's better to you?
I mean, I still think LeBron's better than I think LeBron's probably number one ever. Honestly, personally, in my personal opinion. I think the funny part is like I know I never watched Michael Jordan play live, so I know for sure you never saw him play. So why in the world do you think he's that good? YouTube highlights?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey.
But how you gonna disrespect Jordan wearing shoes?
I think Jordan's good. He's probably okay. You know what? All right. You know what? You know what? There was no disrespect. I just think he's number 2 ever.
LeBron is
LeBron's number 1. Yes. This has turned into a sports talk show. It wasn't even supposed to.
How? How is LeBron over Jordan?
We're just gonna move on because I have no leg to stand on because I got Jordans on right now. So we'll move forward and finish up here. I'm curious. What's next for you? Obviously, you've got so much going on. What is coming next for you?
I mean, we can go on and on about this. I don't know how much time you got.
We got about 10 more minutes. We can fill it all.
I'm gonna need about 15.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I feel like I got a lot coming. I got new merch dropping at the end of this year, probably around December, September, October, towards the end of the year. Also, Queen stream every Friday. I got a lot coming, you know what I'm saying? I might, come back on your show. Might got a show with you on you. We don't know. We gotta see what happens.
I told you some weeks ago, I'm trying to get on the stream. I'm an okay gamer. The problem is I can't overhype it now because last time I told people I was good at like Call of Duty, I got on there and I realized I was not good. So, but if I could hop on a stream, that'd be fantastic.
I mean, you come on whenever. But, I mean, you got to work on your skills just a little bit better. Because we could do like a 1v1 or something like that.
Okay.
I don't want to whoop you too bad, like, on my stream. I want you to have a fair shot. So,
maybe we nerf the weapons and, like, you get something that can't kill me and I get all the good weapons.
Yeah, how about this? I'll let you use any gun and I'll just use a sniper. Because I'm not good with a sniper.
But okay, but I feel like that's almost disrespectful. If I lose, then I look worse. I'd rather at least come to you at least on the same level, and then just we figure it out from there.
I feel like anyway you a little worse because I'm gonna beat you regardless.
Okay, all right.
But I mean
dog.
that's up to you. You can pick whatever gun you want. That's up to you. If you want to lose, that's cool.
Well, do you, if I lose, you can just put it all over the internet and I'm going to get bullied for it?
I know. My fans don't bully. We don't support violence
No
or
bullying.
hate. None of that.
None of
but
that.
I mean, if you lose, you might be trending for a little bit.
I don't like that idea at all, but I'll work on my game. I'll get in the gym.
I don't think the gym gonna help
my
you.
couch, I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we'll just knock out some work. Okay. I guess for you, as you look forward, 16, you're about to graduate soon, which is crazy.
Yes.
Do you look at that kind of aspect of things and what that's going to kind of look like for you as you kind of adjust your career? And is college in the play, or what's the plan for you?
I mean, I really ain't decided. I mean, like, of course, my mom, she has a plan for my life already. You know, she wanted me to go to HBCU college. You know, I'm looking at colleges here in Atlanta, maybe, out of state, something like that, maybe California. We don't know, maybe LSU. We don't know yet.
You said LSU?
Yeah.
What made you pick LSU?
I mean, I just know a lot of people out there.
I mean, I went to LSU.
Oh, you did?
I went to LSU.
Okay.
It's funny now I'm thinking about it. I saw one of your videos, and I think you were in Baton Rouge, I believe, and I was so confused because I was like,
how far down did you go?
I did my research.
Wow.
But
Okay.
but so it's, I mean, yeah, I'll tell you, if you go to LSU, it's a great time. This is my pitch to everybody. Go to LSU. It's a great school. I went there. That's where my degree came from. I spent way too much money, so as long as some of that comes back to me by me saying this, then I'm gonna take it.
Yep.
But that's cool. So obviously, like, lots of different. Do you know do you have a major that you're kind of looking at potentially, or is it?
We ain't got that far yet. But maybe I don't know. I don't know. I might want to be a doctor. I don't know. I probably don't want to do that though. We'll figure something out. My mom, she already has a set degree for me or whatever. Probably like marketing or something like that.
Something like that.
Finance, something like that.
Finance. Okay. I think
sounds like a boring life, but
no. I mean, you can still do social media with it. I'm sure. A little finance.
Yeah, here and there.
Here, a little something. How long do you see yourself doing this?
I mean, forever, really. Like, of course, like, I want to get more into, like, acting. Like, I've been taking acting classes, so, of course, I want to be in, like, some movies, become an actor and stuff like that. But I feel like I'm going to be doing this, like, forever, just social media. Probably, I'm not going to be streaming when I'm 60 years old or nothing like that. But, like, I'm going to be streaming for a good little minute.
2 questions. Question number 1, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years?
Very basic question, but I feel like it's an important one, especially where you're at. You're going to be at a very different point in 5 years.
I say 5 years. I'll definitely be, like, turning my channel more into, like, a travel. Like, I want to travel the world while I'm young. So it'll probably be more like, just bringing my Queen Squad with me, traveling, going on cruises, stuff like that. Like, just really just traveling, probably college. We'll see about that, LSU.
Great plan.
Yeah.
I think my final question is not really a question, but it's more of an opportunity. We've got these 3 cameras set up and the crew behind here who've all done a very fantastic job. I want to give you an opportunity to close out the show looking into this camera right there. Tell people what you kind of got going forward, where they can find you, and what you kind of got coming up for them.
Well, what I have coming up is Queen Stream every Friday, merch dropping at the end of the year. And it's your girl, Queen Khamyra. And you can follow me on all social medias at Queen Khamyra, period. And make sure you go follow my guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, period.
What a shout out to that, all right? I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with it. It's going to go all over my social medias, and hopefully I get hopefully as famous as you. Queen Khamyra in the building, our first episode of Rundown, Reggie Chapman. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.